The Associated Press reported a study released by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development said 3 out of 4 Americans will be overweight by 2020 unless comprehensive measures are taken to fight the obesity epidemic. The study warned that if nothing is done, the United States will be the fattest country in the 33-member OECD and will be burdened with associated increases in disease rates and healthcare spending. The current autism incidence is 1 in 91, a 110-fold increase since the 1 in 10,000 figure of the 1960s. 1 of every 8 baby boomers will develop Alzheimer's, and 1 in 6 will develop dementia. By mid-century, an American will develop the disease every 33 seconds.
Scandal number 1, where the only mystery lies in why we're not fixing it. If you were to design an almost perfect anti-brain learning environment, it would look something like this. And if you were to design an almost perfect anti-brain working environment, it would look something like this. Why? Because tiny proteins called BDNFs are actually created when you exercise and act like Miracle-Gro for your brain. Brain rule number 1, exercise boosts brain power. So, this is your child's brain in the classroom. This is your child's brain on the playground. At least if he's moving. Let's look at that in the actual setting. Here are your kids in the classroom. And here are your kids on the playground. Our ancestors, on the other hand, walked an average of 12 miles a day, and hence the brain developed as a survival organ that was designed to solve problems in an unstable environment in almost constant motion. If our ancestors had laid around, well, let's just say that evolution didn't favor the sedentary types.
85% of school-age children are natural kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic meaning that they learn and discover through their bodies by using all of their senses and relating to the environment around them. Well, according to the experts, raising the heart rate oxygenates the brain and feeds it glucose, which is brain fuel, at a greater rate. Repetitive gross motor movement balances brain chemicals that calm behavior and elevate self-esteem. Exercise triggers BDNF, a neurotropic growth factor which boosts the ability of one neuron to communicate to another. The cerebellum is the movement center of the brain, and the cerebellum research tells us that what makes us move is also what makes us think, meaning that the brain processes the way we think in exactly the same way that it processes movement. Memory is retrieved better when learned through movement. Exercise reduces stress naturally by lowering cortisol levels that kill brain cells. Exercise may boost brain function, improve mood, and increase learning. Perhaps the most exciting research is that lifetime physical activity grows new brain cells to help us live longer and learn better.
How exercise affects the brain. Now, we've known since the Greeks that it's both the body and the brain together that are necessary. So we have to work on the body, and we have to see it as a part of the curriculum. Why is exercise so important to us? We really evolved to be movers. But guess what? Now our culture has jumped, right? Our culture has just evolved so quickly and so fast. And especially in the last 40 years, this is the problem of our obesity crisis today. Both that we're driven to that high caloric food and we're sitting.
A new trend in education actually encourages restlessness. These fourth graders in Fort Collins, California, sit or bounce on stability balls, keeping their bodies active while they learn.
They're better than chairs because you get to wiggle around.
And a growing body of research shows that wiggling around helps kids focus.
Movement really is very connected to our learning brain. That actually does stimulate the brain to wake up a little bit.
These sixth graders in Missouri no longer sit through a lesson plan, they stand. Their desks even come with swinging footrests. And kids at the Action-Based Learning Lab in Pennsylvania jump on trampolines while solving math problems. New research from the University of Illinois shows that even a single bout of moderate exercise stimulates the brain and improves cognitive function in elementary school kids. This brain image shows the average response of kids during a test they took after walking for 20 minutes. Now notice how much less brain activity there is in the same kids when they took the test after just sitting quietly.
It improves our attention system almost immediately. It decreases our impulsivity or the fidgetiness. It improves motivation and decreases the anxiety and the feeling of, I can't do it.
And hey, kids can have a bit of fun, too.
It's so important to realize that blood flow to the brain, it's like Miracle-Gro. Exercise is like Miracle-Gro, and it fosters the production of new brain cells. So even at home, you know, if you don't have a school that has this program, and many people don't have that, but when your kids are doing homework, have them jump rope, have them bounce on a ball, do things that break up the, unfortunately, often tedious process of getting them to try to focus, because it will really help.
All ages are we talking about here?
All ages, and I think, you know, again, during the teen years, and in fact, all the way to, you know, our older years, exercise is really important. But the thing is that during the teen years, the brain is growing very dramatically, and the part of the brain that needs the stimulation, which is that executive function part, is very much involved in this research, because they've seen that that's the part of the brain that really benefits.
Yeah, and with physical education classes being eliminated.
Yeah, only 6% of schools in the nation have PE 5 times a week.
Move your body.